We tweeted on the 12th, I tweeted on the 12th, that Jaxson Dart.
It's something to get choked up over.
I tweeted on January 12th that BYU was in heavy pursuit of Jaxson Dart. You're an idiot. Jaren Hall's the greatest quarterback ever.
That kid's a stud.
You're going to hell. Like so many people
Satan's
got upset.
lies.
So many people got upset. Oh, by the way, Jaxson Dart visited BYU in Provo yesterday. And Jaxson Dart was told in no uncertain terms that he will be given every opportunity to be QB1 if he chooses to come to Provo to play college football at BYU.
Now let's talk about some of the competition that BYU's facing.
Yeah.
Like he's looking at schools in the SEC.
He is looking at Oklahoma in the Big 12, and he is looking at Ole Miss by reports. And he put out pictures of himself in an Oklahoma uniform on his Insta and Twitter. Mm-hmm. He took a picture with Lane Kiffin at Ole Miss, and he was at BYU yesterday.
Yeah.
So he was at OU on Monday and Tuesday, and then he was at BYU on Wednesday. And by all accounts, BYU was told, Jaxson Dart told BYU he had not made a decision on where he was going to play football next season. Mm-hmm. And that BYU has just as much shot as anybody. I think Jaxson Dart wants to play at BYU. There would be if you listen to what he has said to BYU, if you understand that BYU has told him, hey, we're not going to hand you the number one job, but you have every chance to be our starting quarterback. I don't know why he would not want to play at home. I mean, this is a Corner Canyon alum.
Yeah.
And this kid is a stud.
Yeah. Before
he got hurt at USC last year, their fortunes were very different. And obviously now, you're going to bring in Williams from Oklahoma to play quarterback at USC. Hey, I totally get it.
Yeah.
If Jaxson Dart did the exact right thing, right? Jaxson Dart should play at BYU. It makes all the sense in the world. And with all due respect, and I know that and I don't know why people get upset when I say Jaren Hall's an average quarterback.
Yeah.
Jaren Hall is a guy that is not an elite thrower and not an elite runner. He is a very good thrower and a very good runner. Jaxson Dart is a cut above Jaren Hall. Jaxson Dart has the talent to be the best quarterback in college football. Mm-hmm. Can you tell me that Jaren Hall has the ability, the talent to be the best quarterback in college football?
But he's a dual threat.
I'm telling you now that Jaren Hall shown no ability to be durable. By the way, Jaxson Dart got hurt in his first game. Maybe he doesn't show any ability to be durable. We'll see. You know what Jaren Hall is. I think you have a pretty good idea that Jaxson Dart is a better quarterback. Mm-hmm. And I think you have a pretty good idea that if Jaxson Dart is under center for the BYU Cougars, they're a better football team.
Well, and I think if you're Jaxson Dart, you're looking at what's taken place over the last couple of seasons at BYU, and you like what you see.
And you also have an opportunity to play against OU, to play against Oklahoma State, to play in the Big 12, to be a reason that BYU has an opportunity to compete for a conference championship their first year. Mm-hmm. Like, everything aligns for Jaxson Dart at BYU. My guess is he'd walk in and be handed the starting job at Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And probably Ole Miss as well. But I think Jaxson Dart has that hometown ping for himself. Mm-hmm. I think he has those pulling at the heartstrings to play at BYU. Because why else would he waste his time? He could have signed a letter yesterday at Oklahoma.
Yep.
He could have stayed at SC because gone to Ole Miss. So why come visit BYU? Because as I've said, they have a legitimate chance. They've made it very clear to Jaxson Dart that they want him to be their starting quarterback and that they will give him the opportunity to do so. And I don't know, Jaxson Dart has never said, from my understanding, Jaxson Dart has never said to anybody, you need to guarantee me I'm the number one quarterback.
Yeah.
I've not heard from a single person that he said that.
I don't take him to be that kind of guy.
I think he wants it.
Based on what we've seen.
And I understand that Jaren Hall's your incumbent. But again, this goes back to Georgia Southern. Mm-hmm. Do you want to be nice or do you want to win games? Do you want to just win enough or do you want to compete for a conference championship? Do you want a seat at the table or do you just want a chance to have a seat at the table?
Yeah.
Because it's time to get on with getting on. BYU has a nice guy problem. And until BYU shows that they're not just trying to be a nice guy and get along,
Yeah.
they're going to be the nice guy on the block that Georgia Southern punched in the face and nobody retaliated.
Facts.
Jaxson Dart should be your starting quarterback when fall camp rolls around. Plain and simple. I mean, it is,
I mean, I
you know,
said it better myself, you know.
it is what it is. Jeremy Bolton says, that's it. Jaren Hall's an average quarterback. Blasphemy. Though I'd love to have Dart come in, it'll make everyone better. And if he wins the spot, then he deserves the starting spot. I agree. Jaxson Dart's a better quarterback than Jaren Hall.
Yeah.
He's a better quarterback. He is more dynamic than Jaren Hall is. And you know what? I'm hoping they compete. That's better for BYU football. If Jaren Hall and Jaxson Dart have to fight tooth and nail to win the job, that's better for BYU football.
I'm a man.
Plain and simple.
Yeah.
Chris Karn, good morning to you. Dart is better than Hall. I love Jaren, and he's done a good job for BYU, but Dart is next level. Totally agree. Tanner Plummer, I've probably said this before, but I think the reason why people are so obsessed with Jaren Hall is because he broke the 9-game losing streak to Utah. It's basically Brigham Young reincarnate now.
I guess.
Take it easy. Quentin Moyer says Baylor Romney is underrated. Totally agree. I'm interested to see where I wonder if Baylor Romney ever plays football again.
Well, you know the guy we're not talking about, right? Jacob Conover. Where's he at?
No, the question's going to be where is he going to be at? Because
Sure.
if you're Jacob Conover, I don't listen. Jacob Conover just doesn't seem to be BYU's guy.
Pack your shit. Let's go.
Right? If I'm Jacob Conover, if Jaxson Dart shows up, I'm putting my name in the portal.
That's it, Skippy.
Like I don't know because he's
Just what it
never
is,
going to
dude.
play.
Yeah, just is what it is.
Yeah, BYU has always been good in getting QBs. Limit Zio says, I don't know about all that.
Yeah.
I mean, who's the last truly elite quarterback at BYU?
Zach Wilson.
Number 2 in the draft. He was pretty good. But I'm trying to think, like, who is, like, the last Heisman caliber? Have they ever had the best quarterback in college football in the modern era?
No.
They haven't. And I think that's the one thing that you have to get back to is BYU's got to, again, have the best talent at every skill position. And the wide receivers certainly have been, I mean, obviously with Tyler Algier, that was a freak show, though, a guy that, you know, flipped. Like, the recruiting has gotten much better with Kalani, and obviously the Big 12 is going to help that.
Yeah.
But Jaxson Dart goes a long way because what the narrative will be if he comes to BYU and wins that job and everybody writes a fairy tale, well, you know what? Maybe we don't need to leave the state of Utah because Jaxson Dart should have never left the state of Utah.
Yeah. It's kind of a crime that he was at SC.
That's what I'm saying. And he's Porter Gustin. He's all these guys that wind up getting away from Utah and BYU.
Mm-hmm.
He's all these guys. And it would be nice to turn that around. Ty Detmer was not modern era. I don't think. But that's, I mean, I guess that's my opinion.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, Max
All right.
Hall, I guess. I don't
Yeah.
know. Max Hall was not the best quarterback in college football. You know. But, hey, that's me. I think Quentin Moyer, I think you're right. It's Zach Wilson. John Beck, yeah, John Beck was a very good quarterback. Very good quarterback. All right, so because we're on the clock here, damn, it's 8 o'clock already.
Yeah.
Wound up at urgent care yesterday.
What did you do this time?
Well, you know what? The funny thing is I fell snowboarding 2 weekends ago.
Okay.
In embarrassing fashion. Like I wasn't actually on a run. I was getting off a lift at the top of PCMR and fell and just hammered my knee.
Damn.
And it was bad. And it didn't stop me from riding that day. You know, I hopped right back on the T-Rice Pro and it was fine.
Right.
But my knee had been swollen and whatever. And I think I probably, and my doctor yesterday agreed, I probably broke a bursa sac in there.
Spinal.
So it just blows up. But there was a lot of blood. And so I went fine. I went snowboarding this past weekend as well. But when I took off my boot this past weekend, my leg had all this blood on it. Like, you know how if you break a blood vessel, you have all this blood at the surface? And my leg was pretty swollen, and it's been swollen since, and it's gone down, and it's getting better, but it just hasn't gotten well enough. So I did. I'm a UHealth patient, so I did through their app. I did a telehealth appointment,
And it's going to go into crisis lockdown mode here at the house.
and the lady pretty much panicked me. She's like, "Hey, well, what's your schedule look like for the rest of the day?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm pretty open." She said, "You should be seen right now. If you can go over right now, I'd go over right now."
We got you out of your routine today, but I'm proud to be here with you.
I'm like, "Oh, Lord,
Oh.
what is this now?" And so she's telling me I could have a blood clot, and I'm like freaking out. So I go to urgent care. They do an X-ray and an ultrasound.
Yeah.
And the doctor's like, "Yeah, this is nothing. I think you probably broke a bursa sac in your knee, and it drained a lot of blood into that area. And then, when you stand up, the blood runs down your leg, and certainly snowboarding, and it turned out to be nothing. But there was a nervous 5 minutes in there, where that lady on the telehealth call was like, "You should go right now.
I think that's HIPAA.
You should go. Can you come over right?" And when she's like, "Well, can you come over right now?"
You're like,
I was like, "Well."
I guess.
And then she followed that up when I said, "Well," she's like, "I would come over right now."
Is that a real question?
And she's like, "Let me check the urgent care waiting list." And she's like, "There's nobody waiting there. They have a really short wait. You should come over." So I was kind of freaked out about that.
Okay, so you get there, and what was it like? I mean,
It's
was
not
it cool?
like an
was
urgent
it-
care at all.
Okay.
Like the U Health and Daybreak is beautiful. You essentially, it's like having a doctor visit. You go up, you go to the third floor, you say, "Hey, I'm here for urgent care." They're like, "Yeah, hallway D, sit in the middle of the lobby right there, no problem." You come out, and they're like, "Hey, Tim, yep, that's me." You go into a waiting room, you go into
Okay. Yeah, so it was good.
took my vitals.
So what did they do? So the scan, so what was it like getting your leg scanned?
It was weird.
Okay.
Like they just do some like ultrasound scanning, and you can kind of see it. The X-ray was brutal because I do have a bone spur on my knee.
Oh, really?
That eventually I'm probably going to have shaved down. And thankfully, the guy that I saw turned out to be an orthopedic specialist. He just was covering a shift at urgent care somehow, some way, I don't know. But he was telling me, "Hey, I'm an orthopedic doctor." And so he was telling me, "Yeah, I think you have a little arthritis in your knee. I think you probably just, banged it." He's like, "But fortunately for you, you have really strong calves and quads." And he said, "It looks like your hamstrings are in pretty good shape." So
That's funny because we never do legs.
never do legs. But we have been doing hamstrings, and
We have,
did
yeah.
a bunch of quad work over the summer.
Yeah.
And he said that's probably what saved you is you have strong, supporting leg muscles
Saved you from what?
from a major knee injury. He's like, "I'm really kind of surprised that," he said, "but the amount of blood that it looks like was involved in this." Because you can see in the scan that like there's cloudy fluid. He wanted to drain my knee. I was like, "Nah." He's like, "It'll be probably 5 days. This should be
5 days of what?
It's going to be stiff." He said it'll probably be a little stiff. He said, and I said, "Well, what should I do with it?" He said, "Nothing. Actually, regular activity." I said, "So I can snowboard, I can lift, I can do." You see, yeah, no problem at all. But like it's got some cloudy stuff in there, and you can see on the X-ray.
Yeah.
On the back of my knee, there's a spot where I have arthritis there.
Yeah.
My knee is not.
And this is your right knee?
Right knee. Yeah.
Right knee.
The
Yeah.
left knee, I don't have an ACL. And he said they actually, for people, he made me feel old. It's like for people of your age, we don't recommend ACL reconstruction unless it impacts the quality of life.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Yeah, because it is if you've
It's
torn an
invasive,
ACL,
penalty.
it is the rehab is a brutal process.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
okay, here we go. Brylark says Monty always bursting his sack. Quentin Moyer, Monty busted a nut too fat. His sack busted too. Thank you. Jeremy Bolton says, "So you broke your sack and it's going to be stiff." That's exactly right.
Hey.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Tanner says, "Oh gosh, Monty, that's scary. I'm glad you're all right. Thanks." James Knight says, "Did you just say you burst your sack, Monty?" I did. Everybody on that sack life.
Yep.
So there you have
Well,
it.
I'm glad you survived urgent care.
I never want to go back.
Yeah. It's kind of
Never.
a stressful thing.
But yeah, he also, He basically said if you keep losing weight, you'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
He said you'll probably. He said if you just take care of yourself, you probably. Because I said, am I going to eventually need knee replacement? He said, yeah, probably not. He said if you take care of yourself and you lose weight and you stay in shape the way you are, you're going to be fine.
Well, just keep
So-
lifting, dude.
It's all I need to do. So,
Yeah.
There you have it. Play the music because we got to go.
Okay.
We'll talk about voter rights tomorrow. Play the Mitch McConnell real quick.
Okay.
Just play this Mitch McConnell bite is terrible.
African American voters are voting in just as high a percentage as Americans.
One more
I'm
time.
going to play one more time.
African American voters are voting in just as high a percentage as Americans.
Bro,
We'll talk about that tomorrow.
Mitch.
Let
dude,
that sink in.
Dude.
So African Americans are not Americans.
U.S. Americans.
Mitch, what are you doing, bud? Now
Bro.
play the music. All right, we got to go. Good to see you. Please buy our shirt. We have 7 left.
Yes.
DM me, The Monty Show, Monty, The Monty Show. They're $25.
We
When-
have. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Go ahead. My
By
bad.
the way, tomorrow, major announcement on a new giveaway. It's what you guys have all asked for. And once we're out of these shirts, we're going to make a drop shirt. It's probably going to be shout out to Mo Bamba.
Shout out to Mo Bamba or We Hate Rudy Gobert.
Or your girlfriend commenting on your grandmother's post. Until tomorrow, say goodbye, Jake.
Goodbye, Jake.